Hi, everyone. My name is Leigh Loffe. I am an educator and a writer and the founder and director of an organization called The Long Short Road. We are a nonprofit that specializes in mental wellness and suicide prevention education and community mental wellness support. I'm really grateful and humbled to be sharing this message with you all. I honestly feel like you could be giving me chizuk more than I could be giving you chizuk, but the truth is that our world is in need of a lot of light right now. And so any opportunity to add more light to the world, let's do it. Let's add more light. So I hope that in this short message, I can add and imbue a little bit more light into your life in the times that we're in. Before I jump into my message, though, I would like to invite all of you to participate in an exercise with me. It's only going to take about 10 seconds, 15 seconds at most. You can do this if you're driving, if you're washing dishes, if you're, playing with your other kids, if you're grocery shopping, if you're just sitting and watching this video, we can all do this together, obviously with modifications depending on what you're doing. So I'm going to invite you all, please, to take 3 deep breaths with me. We're going to breathe in through our nose and then exhale out loudly through our mouths. You can put your hands, one hand on your heart and one on your belly, and close your eyes if you're able to, if that's accessible for you. Okay, so here we go. 1 deep breath in, the first one, here we go, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And another one in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, last one, and out through the mouth. You're welcome to open your eyes and put your hands back down in your lap, return to what you were doing. So I've been thinking about this concept of both and, of living with duality. And when has there ever been a time in our life as a people of living with duality as now, the time that we're in, the war that we are fighting? And we're all fighting this war in different ways, right? Actually, really, like, of course, we have our soldiers, your children, who are on the front lines, who are fighting the physical battle. And all of us in our own way are participating in that battle with them spiritually, by giving, by volunteering, by saying Tehillim, by doing whatever we can to help them, right? Our energy and the energy we bring into the world helps them fight the fight for all of Am Yisrael. And I was thinking, as parents, I'm a parent of young children. My oldest is 4 and my youngest is 6 months. So my experience of being a mother is very different from all of yours. But having been in education of children of all ages from 0 to 17 or older for decades, what I could tell you is this: there is nothing more of a dual experience than being a parent, right? I think we all know what that feels like, of so much love, joy, gratitude, excitement, love for your child. And also, it's called Sar Gidul Yeladim for a reason, right? The anguish of raising children, hard nights, intense situations, difficulties, heartache, disappointment, trauma that we're watching our children go through and that we're walking them through, right? So there's a big duality in being a parent. There's a big duality in being a human. And what is so fascinating about us as people in the world, but also as a people, as the Jewish people, is that we hold duality very well. Think about our history as a people, right? Going back as close in history as the Holocaust, as far back in history as the story of Purim or the story of Hanukkah or the story of Pesach, we have always lived with this duality of feeling immense gratitude and joy and love and safety in the world, and also the complete opposite, and both things being true at the same time. And so these past 116 days, as of recording this video, it's been 116 days since the war has started. I can't even believe that. We are holding that duality in such an intense way. And especially for you as parents of soldiers on the front lines, like, where has that duality ever been more present in our time? Now, here's the thing, though, about that duality. Even though it's true that we can hold it and we can experience 2 complete opposite truths at the same time, we're also not comfortable with the discomfort. There's a lot of discomfort in the world right now. I mean, I would be lying to you if I came on here and said, I am perfectly in balance with my emotions right now. Absolutely not. These last 3.5, 4 months have sent me emotionally into chaos. And how could it not have, right? How could it not, if impact people on such a core level, right? This is our nation, our people, our brothers and sisters that we're watching suffering, and literally your own children who you are sending onto the battlefield to fight for our people. It's very uncomfortable to say the least, right? The anguish and the extreme of these feelings. But here's my message, okay? Very often, that experience of duality is something we try to run away from because we don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to sit with the uncomfortable. We don't know how to sit with the duality. We don't know how to lean into the emuna and bitachon that is required for feeling both experiences at once, right? That, I mean, I'll speak personally from my experience in the last 116 days. I have had this really just shocking, jarring experience of being like, wow, Hashem, I'm so angry at you. I'm so angry and I don't want to turn to you. And also at the same time, where else am I supposed to go but to you? Where else am I supposed to reach for besides for you and to be embraced by you in this experience? And that's a very intense duality, right? That that I'm thinking back to the first 10 days of the war. I was so numb. All around me, it felt like people were jumping to action to do amazing, empowering things. And I just sat frozen on my couch with it closed to Hillim and did not open it for 10 days. But I just sat there every day thinking, I want to, but I'm so angry. I know I should connect. I know that I want to do this. I really believe that this is what is needed of me on an energetic level to help our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael. And I couldn't bring myself to do it, right? Now, why am I sharing all of this? Because we don't know how much longer we're going to be in this. I hope that by the time I'm done recording this message and hit done and the recording is transcribing, that I get a message that the war is over and then we can all just go into celebrating and being in joy and in achdus in a much more light way. We've been in an amazing achdus for the last 116 days, but it's a different caliber, right? To not have that anguish. And to be in it, to be in that duality for however long it's going to be, that is actually, I feel, and I have found for myself, right, to be the key to not only continuing to feel empowered and to want to take steps to continue helping, supporting, to feel strong for ourselves, for others, right? But we're actually embodying what it is that Hashem wants of us, to feel the difficulty, to feel the pain, to feel the anguish, to know that we have experienced an intense and overwhelming trauma as a people, as a nation, and that trauma is still continuing while we are fighting in this war and while our sons and daughters literally are on the front lines, our husbands, our children, right? It's a lot. But what does Hashem want from us, right? How does the enemy win? If we fall onto one side of the duality, if we fall onto the dark side, the heavy side, the saying, this is too much for me, I can't do it, right? The being bogged down by it. No, what we are being called to do in this moment, what creates what is called, or what I like to call, a Mashiach energy in the world, is when we're able to hold those dualities together, when we're able to say, I am in so much pain, I am so overwhelmed, and not pushing it away, not saying, oh, everything's fine, Gamzu Latova, being in it, allowing it to exist, not pushing it away, right? Almost embracing the pain that we are feeling, like the pain of a young child, right? Think about your child who's fighting in Israel right now, who's fighting in Gaza right now. Think about them when they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, and they fell and scraped their knee, or they got, they had a fight with a friend, something hurt them on an emotional or physical level, and how you embrace them and show them comfort and show them love. And so the pain that they were feeling shrunk. It didn't grow with your love and connection, it shrunk, right? And so these dual painful and joyous experiences that we're feeling at the same time, the way that we can not only move through them, but move past them so that we can continue being strong as individuals and as parents and as a nation, is to feel them, to put our arm around this pain and say, I see you for what you are. I'm feeling this pain because I also feel so much love in my life. And both things can be true at the same time. Hashem gives us unbelievable tests. And there are no, I I don't have an answer for why these tests are happening, right? As I just said, there are so many moments where I'm like, Hashem, I'm so mad at you. I don't want to turn to you, but also I have to turn to you because what else am I supposed to do? Right? And that duality, that coming back to, I don't have all the answers. There's both strife and joy in my life. I am nervous and I'm also confident in our history, in our God and in our people and in our Torah, right? Both things can be true at the same time. It is such a hard thing to balance. And this is how we imbue the world with healing energy that not only supports our people who are fighting, our children who are fighting for us, but also for us in our own, the battle that we are facing, or the way that we're fighting this battle within, right? Be that in spiritual matters, if you're, every person has their own way of being in this experience, right? For some people, it's volunteering and sending packages and organizing food and doing that kind of stuff. For some people, it's hosting events and challah bakes. For some people, it's saying Tehillim. For other people, it's something completely different that might not even be related to the other three things I just mentioned, right? But if we can hold on to those two experiences that are happening to us at the same time, however confusing, like it's very confusing, but however confusing and dichotomous it feels, to kind of bridge them together and hold both experiences in your hands at the same time, and then go out into the world and continue doing whatever it is that you're doing to bring that energy into the world for the end of this world and the end of this war, excuse me, and for Geula, for the ending not only of this war, but of the collective pain that we are experiencing as a people, that we've been experiencing forever, right? That it should come to a close and that we should come to a place of really being in our ultimate state with Mashiach. So before I end off, I want to invite you all again. We're going to do one more breath together. And the last thing I'll say is this, before we take this breath. Coming to this duality, meaning experiencing it, holding it in your hands, being comfortable with the uncomfortable, happens in small, measurable moments. It's not about wiping it away and saying, okay, I'm good now. I've experienced it and I'm free. Breathe into it. The same way that we just had 3 breaths together, and we will do 1 breath together now. When that discomfort arises, that awful pain of like the fear of not knowing rises for you wherever that comes up in your body, breathe into it and be in it. Don't run away from it. Don't rush away from it. Be in it, but then let it go. And then be in it again and then let it go. Keep breathing. Just keep 1 breath at a time. That's how we're going to get through this. 1 breath at a time, holding the dualities together. Hashem should send you all so much comfort in not only knowing that your children are fighting this war on behalf of all of our people, and that they're heroes. There's no other way to say it. They're heroes, and that you are the parents of heroes. That we should all merit to be reunited quickly, that this war should end, that everyone should come home safe, that our hostages should come home safe, that this horrible, horrific experience that we have gone through as a people and are still going through will, I know it's crazy to say this now when we're in it, but it will feel like a blimp. That we'll be past this and in a new state of reality as a people where it's just not, right? Where it's gone and we move past it. And that our children come home safe, and that your children come home safe, and that Hashem protects them while they're on the front lines and imbues every single one of their steps wherever they are in the world right now. If they're in Gaza and they're in Lebanon, wherever they are, that their feet should literally be stepping, like Hashem should be imbuing the holiness and spirituality in their feet so that they can accomplish this mission and come home safe. So let's take 1 more deep breath together. Hands on heart and 1 on belly if you would like to, and if it's accessible to you, and you're welcome to close your eyes as well. You can open your eyes. I'm sending you all comfort, love, and a big hug. And we should just merit to see the end of this world war and the Geula very, very soon. Thank you all so much, and have a beautiful day, night, whatever it is that you are when you're listening to this message. Just being safe. All the best, everyone.